Welcome. Today we're talking about Gaucho.
And what a fine, athletic, young record this is.
Yes, it is. As I've said before, well loved.
Yeah.
I've loved it well.
Externally.
I've loved this album. Still sounds good.
Steely Dan's last album before a 20-year hiatus.
When they came back with Two Against Nature. Mm-hmm. Which is a great album.
They had pretty uninterrupted success from the, Can't Buy a Thrill.
Yep.
To Gaucho. There's a lot. We're not going to talk about all that. I mean, obviously,
no, we'll
they
talk
had
about
Steely
all
Dan.
The albums at some point.
Steely Dan is, for a lot of people, an acquired taste.
I've never understood that, but I know that they're the butt of jokes.
Well, I do. I understand it a little bit because when you were listening to Steely Dan, this was when we were teenagers. I didn't like the sound. I didn't like a lot of that kind of. I didn't like a lot of the 70s rock. Really.
Yeah, that's true.
I wasn't really. I was listening to heavy metal and stuff that was around. Also the Beatles and things like that. But I really wasn't listening to 70s music and their sound. I'm sure that I thought it sounded like.
Don't say it.
Well, I'll say it. I'll say it because that's the point.
Okay.
Like cocktail lounge jazz.
Yeah. Ouch.
I know. I'm sorry.
Ouch.
No, really though. I know that this was I was like 12 or 13 or 14, whatever.
Well, because I did listen to Asia as my first album.
And I remember a number of those things, but it really wasn't until I heard Countdown to Ecstasy that I started listening to them on my own.
And that's such a solid rock and roll album.
Right.
Just such
good songs. And I remember I listened to it and I didn't tell you because I didn't want you to know.
You were embarrassed.
That I was listening to Steely Dan. I had become a Steely Dan fan.
You had Sepultura on top and had Steely Dan underneath.
Yeah, like Pat Boone.
That's what For the kids. Steely Dan.
That was my way in. But actually, interestingly enough, I liked the sound of Babylon Sisters and Hey 19. I remember you listening to Gaucho, and I actually liked those songs. I don't remember. I liked this a while ago. I don't remember, the rest of it. But I remember really being struck by those two songs. And that was really before I really started listening to them. So I feel like this album actually kind of pushed me further into listening to Steely Dan, which is weird. Because it's like both ends of the thing, Countdown Ecstasy and Gaucho.
We've seen people talk about Gaucho as like the pinnacle of what Steely Dan was going for. Their whole career, like they were trying to get this sound, and all of a sudden they finally got it with Gaucho, which I don't think is true.
No, I think the way they phrase it is more like the one thing I don't agree with is that
they're stepping stones.
Yeah, the other albums are stepping stones. I don't agree with that. No. The other albums are masterpieces.
Yeah, and every one of them. Every one
of them. And so Gaucho, in a way, as far as like studio work, it is. It might be the pinnacle of almost like anything as far as professional recording.
Studio recording, technically, and
the art of recording
and mixing and all
rock
that.
music,
or
music, and it's because it does. It just really couldn't sound better. It's extraordinary.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah, but every album, I don't agree with them suggesting that like it was.
No,
you had somehow Katie lied or The Royal Scam just leading to Asia. No, those albums are incredible. They're perfect. In fact, I mean, if I had to pick favorites.
You didn't mention Pretzel Logic.
No, I know.
Just don't leave it out.
Well, that's one everyone knows anyway.
Do they?
So it opens with Babylon Sisters. And
Shake it.
One of the best opening songs from any album. It's really extraordinary, and it's such a sophisticated song and recording.
I mean, it's got this groovy like rhythm, and it just sucks you in as such a great opening track because it's just like it's like, ooh, yeah, let me like get into this for this album.
It's actually every time I listen to it, and I mean to do these videos,
We listened to Gaucho a lot recently.
yeah. Well, we it's really funny because if you you pick something that you were listening to review, and you're like, oh, that'd be fun. We'll talk about that,
It'll be
and
easy.
then
It's
you
like
wind
it's
up listening to
easy.
the thing 10 million more times, just trying to
It's
make
in
sure
there.
you've heard it all, but you have, and I think it's a testament to how much we love a lot of this music that
Never gets
I'm
old.
not sick of any of these things, and I'm not sick of Gaucho, even though I think I might have listened to it 50 times in the last like week.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But the opening of this song, this is one of their real masterpieces, Babylon Sisters, and I mean on an album of like incredible songs, perfectly recorded. This is still stunning.
Yeah.
It really is stunning.
Well, everything about it just feels so tight and precise. I mean, the way it was recorded, it's impeccable.
It's
The
so
backing
dynamic.
vocals, the lead vocal, every single instrument, it's just, yeah, arranged just perfectly.
Yeah, yeah. Hey 19 is, of
Yeah,
course,
that was a big hit
it was
off
a
the
hit,
album for
and
them.
it's catchy. It's got a pretty clear story. Or at
Hey,
least,
19.
yeah.
No, we don't dance together.
I didn't realize how many people like to interpret their lyrics. I mean, they really come up with interesting
Stories.
interpretations of what the
Well,
song's about. But this one
yeah.
is clear. It's not necessary.
Right. No, well, I was just going to say this is a classic example of those sly kind of, what's the word?
Sleazy.
Yeah.
No, it's not sleazy.
No, it's like slightly
No, it
trashy,
is.
but kind of,
Dirty old man. Sleazy.
dirty old man lyrics. I love that.
You know, it's so hard to talk about Steely Dan, really, because I mean, the songs are so sophisticated, the recording's so layered that there's always something to be heard. It's
Yeah.
hard to even
To pinpoint something to talk about. Yeah,
keep
I mean,
it all
the
in mind.
lyrics are clever and witty, and sometimes they're stories, sometimes they're more abstract and poetic, and they
There's
run
so
the
much
gamut.
going on.
And yeah, and Donald Fagen is such a really wonderful, expressive singer. I mean, his vocals are always on point, and he's got a really unique voice.
Yeah, yeah, he does.
Who has something to say?
The next song, Glamour Profession.
I love Glamour Profession. This is probably my favorite song. Well, this and Time Out of Mind, I think, are my two faves.
Oh, really? Because you agree with me about Babylon Sisters. Were you just lying?
You said it was your favorite, and I agreed. I think you said it, or did you say it's the best on the album? What? Anywho, Glamour Profession has an awesome rhythm. There's a little tendency on this album to go toward disco. It's got that great,
Yeah, I guess. Well, you could say, you could call it that.
I love the horns on this song.
Yeah.
They sort of just like swirl into to the song, and
This is a song that sounds like L.A.
yeah.
This one is impossible not to think about L.A. And it even sounds to me, and I don't know if anyone would agree with this, it just sounds like a game show.
I agree.
It just sounds like something like that.
Yeah. It's like, come on down.
Yeah. And it's such a great song. Is it the longest song on the album?
It is. It's like 7 and change, I think.
7 and change. You know, one thing about Steely Dan, we were saying about the lyrics though, and we are all over the place, but that's okay. It's been like a month since I spoke. But the lyrics for me, it's like Steely Dan looks like overheard conversations. You like when you listen to someone, to a couple of people talk, and you have no context.
Yeah.
But you hear like a name, you hear a place, you hear the emotion, and it's like that. It's like trying to figure out what these two people are talking about.
It's a glamour profession.
When you're eavesdropping and spying on people, like a perv.
Just to shine the silver boats. Time Out of Mind is probably one of the most upbeat tracks, along with Glamour Profession. Kind of similar, like tempo.
Yes, Heroin is very upbeat.
These it's a good walking song, you know.
I feel like if you listen to this walking, I'd walk like Maurice Turtledove. Anyway, Gaucho. They got sued by Dale Jarrett for this.
Great race car driver and improvisational pianist.
Improvisational. Okay. No, they got sued by Keith Jarrett.
Yeah.
For Gaucho, and I mean rightfully so. It's really close.
Pretty close. It's pretty spot on.
But Gaucho's an amazing song. Gaucho
has words. Keith Jarrett's does not.
Well, because he'll kill you if you sing along. But I think after Babylon Sisters are with it, this is the song I enjoy most on Gaucho, and I think Donald Fagen's performance on this singing performance. I don't know what else he was doing. No, Donald Fagen's performance on this song is great. I think he sings this just awesome.
Don't panic. I think he's an underrated vocalist.
Yeah, certainly.
I don't think. Yeah, he makes it seem like it's easy. He has a pretty good voice.
Not only that, though, but I mean, no one could possibly sing these songs.
No.
But him. They really couldn't. There's no way.
No,
I don't even want to hear it.
I don't even. Yeah, no, forget it. It's just la 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 la.
Maybe D. Boone. That's it.
R.I.P.
Oh, My Rival is another great
great song.
And Third World Man.
Yeah, it was a little different because it was recorded a little earlier.
Right, when they accidentally erased
another song.
Well, the one thing I'd say about Gaucho, and I mean, I don't remember, maybe I read this somewhere, but I mean, it really would have made some sense for this to be like a double album. They never did one.
Yeah.
And, they brought multiple takes and things almost to like a Charlie Chaplin-ish extreme during this. Maybe it would have made some sense instead of like having to pick, the most perfect songs, or maybe putting just
white album it.
Yeah. Hardcore Steely Dan fans love Gaucho. They think this is a real righteous dude. Countdown to Ecstasy is still kind of special for me, just because it really is the album that kind of hooked me.
It's also just freaking awesome.
But Gaucho is also probably like almost the next album that I listened to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I bounced around. I went up and down and all over, and it didn't make a difference to me.
If you like Steely Dan, I think you like it all.
The first album sticks out the teeniest bit just because the vocals, and it's got a little bit of a different feel.
But
otherwise, it's still Steely Dan.
It's still Steely Dan.
It's still that Fagen and Becker.
And I genuinely, if you want to hear sort of like rock with jazz harmony, just perfectly done, incredible melodies, which Steely Dan always had. Every song has just an incredible melody.
Yeah.
And, the best musicianship and everything. I'm not sure what there is to dislike there. That's not actually a matter of opinion, in my opinion.
Just amazing songs.
Objectively, Steely Dan is one of those bands that like sublimated rock and roll, that, brought something new, brought it to a new level. And I mean, I don't know what their influence has been. The middle albums probably had more influence, really, than Gaucho.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, they're a band that has to be listened to, or don't listen to, I don't care.
Yeah, but listen to them. So thanks for watching. Let us know what you think of Gaucho or Steely Dan in the comments. Please like and subscribe, and make sure to stay tuned for our next video. Thank you so much. See you next time.